Welcome to another episode of the Web3 Talks. I'm your host, Ornella Hernandez, and today's topic is watch and earn. And that's why we have Tariq Jason in the house. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. What about you?
I'm good. Can I call you TJ?
TJ, please.
All right. So TJ, you are the co-founder and head of marketing at the company Myco.
Correct.
Myco, can we say that's my content?
That's a very nice question because Myco actually stands for a lot of things. Primarily, it's my content, but it's also my community.
Oh.
We are big on community as well. Yeah.
Okay, I love that. So give me a little brief overview. I know you guys are basically like a Netflix-like streaming platform, but the whole idea is that viewers can watch something, whether it's a show, a sports match, a podcast, and then earn rewards depending on the amount of time.
Exactly.
Right?
So I would like to say like Myco is more of a super app, a content super app, where we combine your YouTube with Netflix, with BN Sports. It's just a mix between, multiple platforms where we operate on a very straightforward business model, which is watch and earn. At the same time, I'll give you like an example. I think our discussion today is about the PSL rights, which is a sports related rights. Then we also produce originals. So we've produced in the past 2 years over 50 originals, between documentaries to series.
Wow.
Some actually, one of our series, docu-series, is called the Blockchain Live series. This was sold to Amazon Prime. So this is like how big that production was. Plus, we also have a user-generated platform where, anyone can come, create their channel, upload their videos, and start earning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we get into the sports partnership announcement, why Web3? Like, why did you guys come up with this idea of streaming for money or for tokens?
Excellent point. So what we believe in is, maybe to answer this, we need to take 2 steps back. So we'll start talking about content in general, how centralized the content economy is.
Yeah.
Not even in this region, but on a global scale. You come from the US and you know how centralized that industry is.
Hollywood.
Entertainment, exactly.
Yeah.
So we thought of, how can we make a revolution there? Then we observed the evolution of the internet as a whole. So starting from Web 1.0, where, as a user, you couldn't interact with anything. It was a one-way, read-only forum that you consume whatever is shown to you. Then we moved to Web 2.0, where, you can create reels, we can sit together, engage, we can get comments, we can get likes, we can get a lot of activities from the users and the content creator. So there is that way of interacting. However, the next biggest evolution is owning the content that you produce, right? Or owning your time that you spend watching content or producing content. This is where we come in. That's why we chose Web3 as our own new technology, where on Myco, both content creator and viewer gets rewarded for their time.
Okay. So what were let's go into like some of those issues then with the existing creator economy model.
Yeah.
That you're trying to solve for.
So I'll give you a very simple example. So let's say a very fun fact that 95% of YouTube channels die or gets left before they even get monetized. Just for you to understand how difficult it is.
95%.
95% of all YouTube channels that gets created either gets abandoned or dies out before getting monetized. Why? Because first of all, there is a lot of requirements for you to get monetized. Secondly, it's a long journey. And again, getting monetized on YouTube, we all know it's not enough.
Right.
They say that they give you a fair share of the pie, but I highly doubt it. I think at the end of the day, you as a content creator, you really end up getting the peanuts of whatever ad revenue your channel generates.
Okay.
So this was one of the challenges that we saw. And at the same time, this is why at Myco, we monetize content creators and viewers from their very first view. So you don't need to wait for X number of viewers or X number of watch hours or subscribers. You get monetized from your very first view. That's one. Secondly, usually, let's say, we talked about the split between different platforms, between the content creator and the platform itself. On Myco, our business model is very straightforward. We run on ads, so we are an AVOD platform. 65% of the ad revenue goes to the content creator, and 35% of the ad revenue gets distributed to the viewers.
Okay.
What does this mean? How do we make money as Myco? We are a content creator ourselves. So once we do documentaries or series or premium content, 65% of that ad revenue comes to us, being a content creator.
Okay.
But if you, Ornella, created your own channel, you put your content there, then the 65% of the ad revenue goes to you directly. And the 35% again gets distributed to the viewers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do both creators and viewers receive the money? I know there's like the Myco app. So is it also a wallet?
Yeah. So within the app, we have something that is called rewards. So as you have your monthly consumption of content, be it on your mobile or web, you accumulate rewards. Then rewards, you can withdraw them as M-Content tokens or Myco tokens. And then it's tradable today on 8 exchanges. One of them is Huobi, one of the biggest exchanges that we are listed in. We are also listed on the big one, MEXC, and others.
Okay. All right, so now let's get into the sports angle.
Yeah.
I know that Myco has recently partnered with the Pakistani Super League, PSL. That is a big partnership given that cricket is the second most popular sport in the world, second most watched with the most fans globally. So why Pakistan and why cricket? Why are these important for Myco?
That's an excellent question. Actually, this is our second biggest kind of experience when it comes to sport. Towards Q4 last year, we also got the rights to live stream the Cricket World Cup again in Pakistan. And that was in a way like our FIFA, for whoever doesn't know cricket. It's like football FIFA.
Yeah.
Having said that, again, as you mentioned, cricket is a huge deal, especially Pakistan Super League is one of the biggest and most watched series when it comes to live sports. Why Pakistan? One, we've seen a great potential there. So you're talking about a country with over 300 million population. Majority of them are advanced. They have a great access to internet and to other platforms. Plus, the diaspora of Pakistanis across the world is also very big. And again, it is one of the countries, one of our primary countries where the watch and earn model actually works. So to give you an example, during the World Cup last year, we distributed rewards after every matches. We used to distribute rewards. Some comments that we used to get is, "Thank you, Myco, I managed to pay my phone bill."
Whoa!
"Thank you, Myco, I managed to pay for my kids after school classes." That kind of communication, that kind of messages. Because at the end of the day, of course, until today, maybe you never know, you cannot become a millionaire by just watching content.
I wish.
That's our goal as Myco, to create the world's first watch and earn millionaire.
So it wouldn't feel like I'm wasting time whenever I'm watching too much Netflix or whatever it is.
Exactly. It is your right? You're putting your time, we actually have a very beautiful ad that we've done last year, which is, imagine the world without a viewer. How would that be for a content creator or for a musician or for a football team that is playing? How would it be if there is no one watching you? Yeah. That is the value that the viewers recently came to realize.
Yeah, and there's an audience for everything and everyone.
Yep.
I believe.
Exactly.
All right, so talk to me a little bit more about how these partnerships actually work. You attain the streaming rights to stream matches, games, sports games, right? So just talk to me a little bit more about like that process.
It is a bit complex because, again, here Myco wears the Web2 hat, where we need to go talk with the local entities, the governments, and go through the whole auction and the whole submission of the request of buying the actual streaming rights. And of course, we are a fully regulated company, so we definitely work only with governments to secure the necessary approvals to get any digital streaming or get the rights for that sports. It was a long journey from deciding and then approaching the entities, and then finally signing off and getting the rights. Actually, this time we got the rights for 2 years. So after tomorrow, on the 17th, it's going to start the PSL, which is the 9th edition of the PSL.
Okay.
We signed the rights for the 9th and the 10th edition of PSL. So that's going to be a big one. Last year, just for your information, in the first week of games, there were recorded over 200 million views on PSL content.
Wow.
This year, we're expecting much higher numbers than this.
Yeah.
Especially because of, the trend of people moving more away from TV in Pakistan and into
everywhere.
Digital.
Yeah, everyone's not watching as much TV anymore.
Yep, exactly.
So are you a cricket fan yourself?
Honestly, I am not. Honestly speaking, I tried to understand, but for me, cricket is so complex. It feels like the American
baseball,
which I don't understand
similar.
as well.
Oh, it's not that hard. I went to my first cricket match not too long ago in Abu Dhabi. And it was the T10 League, which is like the shortest matches possible. So I'm like, okay, I can get through this, because otherwise I know sometimes they last days.
Yeah. Just FYI, we are also live streaming the T10 and the T20 on Myco already. So yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll watch it on Myco next
you
time.
You can earn.
All right, sounds good. And so I know that you guys also produce, you said, your own content, right?
Yeah.
So in addition to sports, you're producing podcasts, series. So who's starring in these, and who's actually watching these shows?
That's a good question. So now, for an example, what we try to do is to localize content. So let's say we usually do a lot of global releases, like the Blockchain Live series that we recently, it's been about a year and a half now that we released it, and about a year where it was bought by Amazon Prime. We also have a second blockchain series that we recently also announced. It's called Dogs and Frogs.
Okay.
So this series is going to talk about, the meme coin scene, and raises awareness about, usually no one usually no one talks about this community where, meme community is a huge community. No one can deny that.
Yeah.
So this is something that we are working on. At the same time, we released yesterday one of our podcasts. It's a show in a way. Mm-hmm. It's called The Wolf of Web3. So it's about, discussing all these cases and investigations that happened in the Web3 world.
I think that's definitely needed. More investigative journalism.
It is very interesting. And the first episode actually is, we release it in line with Valentine's Day, because it talks about Bonnie and what was the name?
Bonnie and Clyde?
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde. So, the couples that managed to scam millions and millions of dollars. So this was one of the reasons why we released it in Valentine's.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Having said that, we're not only creating Web3 content, so we also do a lot of music. We've done a series called The Beat Goes On, which is about, local talents in the UAE. We've done the KSA edition, the Saudi edition. We're also doing the Pakistani edition for that. We're producing multiple podcasts, more shows, more series and documentaries and so on.
Okay. And where are most of your viewers located? What audiences do you serve?
We are a global audience. At the end of the day, the US, to be honest, remains one of our top 5 markets, because that is where majority of our community and our token investors are, because we also have our own native currency. So majority of the OGs who's gonna see this from our community for sure, they are from the US.
Okay.
At the same time, Dubai and the Middle East is our home ground. So we have about 30% of our audience from the Middle East and North Africa, and about 30-35% from Southeast Asia. So Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka.
Okay. And so what are Americans watching on Myco?
We have a lot of content. The beautiful thing about Myco is that you can, of course, we have our own algorithm that suggested the content that fits you perfectly. We have a lot of sports. We do a lot of series, documentaries, but don't forget there is also the user-generated content where anyone can go as a YouTuber, and we have over 1,500 influencers on the platform who day by day upload their content on Myco. So people actually follow their influencers on Myco as well. So instead of me just watching someone on YouTube, and waiting to skip the ad without getting anything. I'll watch the same content from my favorite content creator on Myco, and I earn. And it's been actually a USP for us to talk to content creators, because at the end of the day, who's a content creator without a viewer space, right?
Right.
It's their chance to give back to their audience.
I'm curious to know what you think about content, AI generated content. So artificial intelligence made videos or avatars. Like, do you think that there's a future for that maybe on Myco?
100%. At Myco, we even have a special force unit in-house that only explores ways of how can we utilize AI to improve overall, you know, the production, the script writing, pre-production, post-production, just to explore how can that actually help us. And talking about AI, we released towards Halloween last year, we released a series. It's called They Talk While You Sleep, in collaboration with our partner in London, in UK.
Okay, that sounds creepy.
It is very, very creepy. Actually, it really creeped me out. It was so scary, but it was created with the help of AI. So be it on the scripting or the voiceover and everything. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's about someone that is recording their podcast. They find a USB, they put it into their laptop, and then weird things happen.
Oh no.
Highly suggest you watch it on Myco.
Okay. Oh, so it's fiction. It
is fiction.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. of course.
Okay, I'll check it out. All right. So I also want to just learn about you, Tariq, a little bit more personally. Why you, like, what called you into the Web3 world? What attracts you to this industry, this crazy industry?
Umair Masoom is the founder of Myco, and he was my boss. So both of us used to work for Gargash Group. Gargash Group is one of the biggest privately owned holding companies in the country. So I used to market Mercedes-Benz, Alfa Romeo, real estate, cars, etc., etc. So that was my, my comfort zone, doing the digital marketing and lead generations and all these things. Then Umair told me about the concept of Myco, previously known as M-Content, and I was sold. Again, I'm someone who loves being part of a community, building a community, and again, nothing is more beautiful than helping talented filmmakers and being part of their success. And throughout the past 2 years, we've seen a lot of our own filmmakers reach really global heights, like winning film awards and getting nominated to some global awards. And yeah, that was one of the things that really drove me into Web3. And again, I think when you taste the water of Web3, you're always there. You can never go out of that.
I know, it's like we're stuck in this
Degens.
Degens. Would you call yourself a degen? Are you a trader too?
On my free time, yeah, sometimes.
Oh,
on my free time.
What are you looking at right now to invest in? If you can share.
I prefer not to share.
No? Yeah. Okay. But then what can you say maybe of the market right now, given that like Bitcoin's up, for example? Like, are you happy about that?
I'm super happy. Who's not happy? I hope everyone is happy. And again, in my opinion, I don't really care that much about the financial revenue. Of course, that's very important at the end of the day. But again, it's all about the mass adoption. And this brings me to a point that I believe Myco is playing a critical role in creating that mass adoption of Web3. So technically our user base, and to be very frank and transparent, over 70% of our user base are people who don't even know what is Web3. People who don't know what is crypto, people who don't know what is blockchain. However, they get onboarded to watch content. And by being onboarded to Myco, they automatically cross that bridge between Web2 to Web3, where, you know, they get rewarded for their time, they get ownership, and soon, for an example about filmmaking, we have our own funding program. It's called Myco Lab, where we fund filmmakers with Myco funds. And how do they get funded? Through voting, community voting. So that's one of the elements that we integrated, and we are trying to bring Web2 users to adapt as well. So the voting mechanism, and, you know, actually contributing to your favorite filmmaker or your favorite content creator to get them to that level.
Okay. And then I'm also curious to hear what you think about just other movements. So in addition to watch and earn, there's play and earn, there's move and earn, or move to earn. So how do you see those evolving in the Web3 space? I
think they still have a long time to take. Honestly speaking, this is just my personal opinion. I played a lot of I'm a gamer myself.
Okay.
I play Web2 games. Until today, I haven't found any good play to earn games, honestly speaking. Like, I've tried majority of the games that are out there, but personally, I think that there is no value that any game is adding. But there is a huge potential.
Yeah.
Once the sweet spot is hit, then definitely.
Okay, so it's gonna take time.
I think so. I think so.
All right, and TJ, just final thoughts. Is there, what's the best way for someone to get in contact with you or to learn more about Myco or to sign up for Myco? Just tell our audience.
We are available on all Play Stores. So we are on Google Play Store, Apple Play Store, and Huawei App Gallery. You can follow us on social media. You can follow me on LinkedIn or Instagram. That's where I'm mainly active. And start earning, guys. What you're doing, man. Leave this YouTube and go to Myco.
All right. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Ornella.
Everyone, go check out Myco and also watch more episodes of the Web3 Talks on YouTube for now.
Soon, Myco.
Until next time, guys.